Yo, what is going on, you guys? It's your boy King Sanders here. We are back with another day of sports betting. This is going to be for Thursday, January 26th slate of NBA action. I'm super excited to dive into it. We don't have a huge slate on, only 6 games, but regardless, we do have some pretty good matchups that I do want to target. I will go ahead and say a spoiler. This is going to be an under day. I genuinely believe that there are going to be a ridiculous amount of unders on the slate today. But before we go ahead and dive into today's video, I did just want to go ahead and say we are still currently on the road to 11,000 subscribers. We are currently less than 50 subscribers away at the time of recording this video. So if you guys are new, make sure that you guys do like, comment, subscribe. Turn on that notification bell so you guys know whenever I post. Next, I did just want to go ahead and give a quick shout out here to all of our members here on the channel. Thank you guys so much for everything that you guys do, and thank you guys so much for giving such a small channel such a big chance, as I always say. It truly does mean the absolute world to me, so much more than you guys will ever know. So without any further ado, as I had mentioned in yesterday's video, we are still currently doing the if I do have a losing week from yesterday's video all the way through Sunday, I will be giving away $50. So currently, as of yesterday, we ended up going 1-3 on our plays. It definitely wasn't a great day, but regardless, that's why I gave myself up until Sunday, because I do think that we can bounce back from this, and I'm feeling super confident about these plays today. We don't have a whole lot of props out at the time of recording this video, so I will go ahead and let you guys know we have one prop, we have one spread, and we have one over-under. So we have a lot of stuff going on today. So let's go ahead and dive into a recap from yesterday, though. It was definitely an unfortunate one. We ended up having our one win of the day. We had Orlando Magic -4.5. They barely squeaked it out for us, but we did end up falling on the right side of this one. They ended up winning by 6 points, so we ended up winning that bet. Then we did end up having Steph Curry over 6.5 assists. He was going absolutely ballistic on the offensive end. Really slow start. Ended up actually getting into foul trouble. Finished with like 2 points and 0 assists at the end of the first quarter. But then after that, he really picked things up. He ended up dropping, I think it was like 34 or something like that, but only finished with 3 assists. So we ended up losing that one. Then we had Gary Trent over 19.5 points. I really did think that this one overall was a good play. Overall, he ended up shooting 7 for 15, and he really had things going in the first half. He finished with 12. It was looking pretty solid, but then after that, Gary Trent really just didn't make very much in the third and fourth quarter. I don't think he actually scored in the third quarter, if I remember correctly. So he finished up with a couple of baskets late in the fourth. But outside of that, really just didn't get a whole lot going. So we ended up losing that one. Then our same game parlay that we did end up having was very close. But we did end up having Keldon Johnson, 20-plus points, ends up with 25. We had Trey Jones over 3.5 assists, finishes with 6. And then we had LeBron James over 24.5 points, our only loss in the same game parlay. He finishes with 20 points. So it was definitely unfortunate. But without any further ado, let's go ahead and dive into today's video. Like I said, we do have 3 plays. So for our first official play of the day, our King's Kill Shot play of the day, this is the only prop in this video. We're taking Julius Randle under 25.5 points here versus Boston at -110 odds. Now, I know that Julius Randle has been very, very good at the sport of basketball here recently, but this is a spot that I love the under. He has gone under in 3 out of his last 5 games. He's also gone under in 3 out of his last 4 versus Boston, and under in 6 out of his last 8 versus Boston. So we all know that Boston is a very good defensive team. I know that they are going to be missing Marcus Smart today, which is why I like Julius Randle's under, because I think Jalen Brunson soars over his 23.5, but I like the value here on the under for Randle so much more. Celtics also do allow the 4th fewest points per game to that power forward position over the course of the entire season. So Jason Tatum, as we all know, is a great defensive player, and I don't expect any of that to change. The Celtics are currently running a lineup with Jason Tatum at the 4, so I think he is going to be matched up on Julius Randle, and I think that he's going to be able to take care of business on him. Also, the over-under in this game is only set to 226.5. They don't expect a lot of scoring to be going on, and the Celtics are 8-point favorites. Now, I know that seems kind of crazy, like that seems like a pretty high number, but I genuinely do think that the Celtics are that good at the sport of basketball. I think that they actually do end up covering this one. I know it sounds crazy, but I do think that they end up covering this -8 spread. And I think it might just be a blowout. So I do think that Julius Randle ends up having a really tough game here. And Boston is 8th in defensive efficiency, and they allow the 8th fewest points per game to opposing teams. So they are an elite defense. This is against a Julius Randle who is very inconsistent to begin with, but then not only that, Marcus Smart is going to be out of this game. I think Jalen Brunson is going to be a lot more aggressive in this game, and I think that without Marcus Smart on the floor, I think he is going to see a lot of success, but I think that Julius Randle is going to struggle. So that is going to be our first official play of the day, our Kings Kill Shot play of the day. Julius Randle under 25.5 points here versus Boston at minus 110 odds. Now for our second official play of the day, this is going to be our over-under for the day. We're taking the Cavs and the Rockets under 221.5 at minus 110 odds. I like this play quite a bit. Cleveland is 15-9 to the under on the road this year. They are pretty good to the over at home, but on the road, this is a spot that you want to take the under. Cleveland allows the fewest points per game to opposing teams, the best defense in all of basketball according to the points per game. They are second in defensive efficiency, so they're not first, but just behind them when it comes to defensive efficiency. Also, they are 26th in points per game, so they are bottom 5 when it comes to points per game in what they score, and that number drops by 4 whole points per game on the road. So they score a lot more at home, which is why that if they were at home, this may be a completely different story. But on the road, I do love the under in this one. Houston also does allow the 8 fewer points per game at home this year, so despite them not necessarily being a great defense, they do kind of pick it up when they are at home. Also, Houston is 29th in points per game, literally almost last when it comes to scoring. Houston is also 12-11 to the under at home this year. So a lot of things to like here about the under, and Cleveland is dead last in pace. So this should be a very, very slow pace game. I like a lot of unders for this game, and with all of these stats backing it up, I think that there's a bunch of value here. I think that this game is going to be right around 109 to 103, something along those lines. I think this is going to be a very, very low scoring game, and I think that a lot of players in this game are going to struggle. So that is going to be our second official play of the day. Cavs and the Rockets under 221.5 at minus 110 odds. Now for our third and official play of the day, if you guys want to know what a trap line is, here, let me go ahead and tell it to you. We're taking the Suns minus 1.5 here versus Dallas at minus 110 odds. If you guys are new to sports betting, this is the definition of a trap line. They are begging you to take Dallas here. I like the Suns here for that exact reason. I'm hoping that this ends up being a pretty sharp play, but Phoenix is actually pretty good at home. Despite them not being a very good team in general, they are 15-10 against the spread at home this year. They are also 12-7 against the spread as a home favorite. They have covered in 4 straight games. They are starting to pick up a little bit of momentum despite losing Devin Booker, despite DeAndre Ayton being out the last couple games. The Suns have started to pick things up. Dallas has also only covered in 4 out of their last 15 games. You heard me right. They have only covered in 4 of their last 15 games. They are not a good cover team, and I think this is a really good spot to be taking the favorite here. Dallas is also 7-16 against the spread on the road this year. They're a lot better against the spread at home. You do not want to take them on the road, and I think this is a good spot. They're also 3-7 against the spread as a road underdog this year, and the Suns have won 10 of their last 11 matchups here versus Dallas, and they have covered in 9 of them. One of them, they ended up winning by only 1 point, but I think this is a really good spot. At the time of recording this video, which is 1:14 a.m. on the 26th, 98% of the money is on Dallas, and this line has not budged. I think this is the biggest trap line that we have seen in a long time. I love it, and we're going to be riding with it. So that is going to be our third and final play of the day. Suns minus 1.5 here versus Dallas at minus 110 odds. Now, I am looking to add a prop once I end up getting some more lines. The only lines I have out are the Bulls as of right now versus the Hornets, which I was considering Vucevic, but I really don't want to take any overs right now. I've really been getting screwed on those. I've been doing a lot better on the under, so I'm kind of sticking to those right now. The only other ones that we do have is in the Boston and the New York game, so which is why I took a play from that one. But I really do think that, I hope that we do end up having a good day today. But that is going to do it for today's video. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you guys do like, comment, subscribe, turn on that notification bell so you guys know whenever I post. Like I said, we are still currently on the road to 11,000 subscribers. We're less than 50 away. If you guys do want to be part of that 11,000 here on the channel, make sure that you guys are subbed. But that's going to do it for me. This is King Center signing out. Peace.